Fade wipe. And we're back. We're going to talk about Star Wars, because when will that not be a thing that we're talking about?
I mean, no one talks about Star Wars on the internet.
I know.
Ever.
So our podcast is going to blow up. But yes, so we have this new series, The Mandalorian, and they've mentioned a couple of the directors, actually, one of whom will be Taika Waititi.
Ooh!
Will be directing one of the episodes. And so will Bryce Dallas Howard is directing an episode.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like I didn't know she directed, so I'm curious to see what she does.
Well, she's the... Not to say son, she's the daughter of a good director.
She's the son of...
If nothing else, she will have absorbed.
She just starts like chewing off of Ron's skull. It's so good, the power.
If she puts on his hat, do you think?
Well, then the bald spot will go blow a hole in the ozone layer. That was a cheap shot.
We love you, Ron. You have no idea how much. I like Solo.
I'm genetically predisposed to balding, so.
But yes, so we got Pedro Pascal, who is going to be playing the Mandalorian. Actually, I don't know if I want to look up the Mandalorian synopsis. They released the official synopsis.
Okay, props to Jon Favreau.
This is from Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau himself. He tweeted the synopsis of the Mandalorian in the style of the opening credits scroll. After the stories of Jango and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. Oh, it's not like a prequel. It's actually it's an interquel. You don't get to use that word. We followed the travails. I've never pronounced that word in my life.
The travails
Of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the Don't. In the galaxy, you got the gist.
Sorry, St.
That actually helps a lot. That actually helps me get it a little bit more.
Well, it's based on Boba Fett's people, or.
Yeah, after the it's interesting.
Oh man, we need.
Yeah, I was talking about how after the original films, we never really got anything new. Everything from Star Wars, everything that showed up was echoes of something from the past. Like Boba Fett was just like a cool guy. Who had what I would have assumed back in the day was just some cool bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
That he wore.
And he was designed to make a toy.
Yes, yeah.
And honestly,
he died quickly.
They never really did anything with him. Like the mythos, it's like nowadays when they build up a certain character or pairing, you'll see tons of fan art, and if you don't know anything about this movie, game, or whatever, you're like, man, they must have a big presence there, like for 2 seconds.
He has 5 lines.
It's
in the
Django.
Trilogy.
Django, his dad, is tribute character in a weird way. Did so much more than Boba did.
It's very true. I never quite understood the Boba Fett love. I mean, I get it, he looks cool.
Oh no, I'm a fat man, and I completely know that it's irrational.
Yeah, but I admit he does look cool. He's cooler in the Star Wars Christmas special than he ever was in the.
That's the only redeeming thing about the Christmas special.
Oh my god.
He was really hardcore and bizarre in the Christmas special. But that look, Boba Fett's look, we see echoed in the Mandalorian race. Whenever you're watching Star Wars, the Clone Wars, turns out his armor is just Mandalorian armor, and everybody who all the Mandalorian fighters just wear that armor, and that's fine. It's Red Letter Media touched on this from the fact that Obi-Wan wears these certain kind of robes that would make sense for someone who lives like in the desert to wear, but now all of a sudden all Jedi wear those robes.
Yeah, Lucas had a weird way of taking like one thing that showed up. Like another thing they mentioned was like the training helmet they use on the when they're on the shuttle when Obi-Wan's trying to teach him. It's probably just a random helmet Han Solo had, but now
it's
everything.
All the young Jedi use those helmets when they're training. So it just all a little bit of wonder is sucked out every piece of time. I'm not going to harp on that and be like, it doesn't bother me anymore. But looking at the Mandalorian. This character is bound to be much cooler than Boba Fett ever actually was.
The internet grumbles.
No, he's got the gun that was in
Look at that. That's
gun
really
was in
cool.
the Christmas special.
Yeah, that is such a nerd thing for Favreau to do. It's like, I'm going to give him the weapon Boba had in his first appearance in the animated Christmas special that technically isn't supposed to see the light of day.
Technically. actually.
It's real.
It's really real. It's official now.
But yeah, we also have Gina Carano. She's the former
MMA.
Yes, the former MMA fighter, and she's been, her acting career has been pretty small and kind of,
They usually put
Yeah.
her in direct to DVD stuff, and she didn't do much in Deadpool, but she was great.
yeah, like she was growing in her. It's the kind of thing where you look at some of the Rock's first. I'm not gonna say she's the Rock right now because the Rock has endless charisma. But you look at some of the Rock's first.
Yeah, like
appearances.
the Scorpion King. He was just there. Well, he was CGI'd to be there.
You can't talk about the Scorpion King. Talk about the PS2 graphics.
PS1. Those polygons, bro. Those polygons.
Yes, but yeah, he grew as an actor. Goldberg and Austin. I mean, all of them. I mean, even Batista. The more you give them to do, and the more you have a good director, they're able to pull out some pretty great performances.
Well, now the secret's out, and most of wrestling is staged. I will argue most of the time they're doing those moves, and sometimes they screw up a fake and actually punch someone when they don't mean to.
And you have to.
But they are acting.
They are acting. Yeah,
They're acting. It's
yeah.
performance.
They're all performance. Once again, MMA isn't. It's
MMA is a completely
It's
different
real.
thing.
But she showed up in Blood and Bone, Michael J. White movie from a while ago. She only had a couple lines, and then I saw her in Haywire, where she was the lead. Although I think the word is for Haywire, I think they dubbed over her with somebody else's voice.
What?
So that's very,
Why?
that's very interesting.
It just I can understand it's not perfect for you, but sometimes you just go with what you can go.
It's very strange. Yeah, Gina Carano confirms her. Her voice was altered. This is from Slash Film.
Maybe they
Altered,
like
not
pitched it
dubbed, or-
down.
Steven Soderbergh was taken enough with Carano's physical presence to build a film around her. Some of that appeal may have been that she's an unknown quantity on film. Steven Soderbergh wanted Mallory and Gina to be two completely different entities. So it turns out Gina was a willing participant in the alteration. I did not realize this while watching Haywire, so now I want to go watch it again, knowing that there's someone else's voice coming out of her mouth.
That's so weird.
I thought she did get a good performance, and then
It's like I want just your body and your performance, but I don't want words coming out of your
Yeah,
mouth that are yours.
it's like a reverse Singing in the Rain. How they wanted Debbie Reynolds' characters, they wanted her voice
Yeah.
to go in someone else's body.
But not her
What
face.
was the other character? Yeah, we want to use your body because you're a star. But because Singing in the Rain was about silent movies getting sound, they had this wonderful, beautiful star, but her voice was really annoying.
I can't stand him.
And I can't stand him.
And I can't stand him.
Can't.
Can't.
So they dubbed in another actress over her, so nobody would ever know, but they wouldn't let her speak in public to try to keep up the charade.
And it failed by the end.
Yes, by the end. Go watch Singing in the Rain. You should have already. Seen it.
Spoilers.
King Kong dies at the end.